What a shot. That was beautiful.
Thank you. And I think this is the only time you fight them. They are the like just going from a gameplay standpoint, right? They are not good to fight. Thank you so much for carrying this because we've recorded for a lot longer because we've been talking so much Star Wars. A lot of these deaths will stay in here. A lot of times, like when you showcase a game like this, you want to showcase how good it is. Reason of being so quiet, guys, is like you'll notice like I'll start shooting at the Geonosians. They'll move.
They always move.
And they don't take damage, though. I'm positive that when they move, the hitbox moves, and then they catch up. So if I could figure out where they were going,
moving first.
I could shoot and hit them. But I know, like, if I'm not mistaken, this is considered, like, the worst level of the game. Like, absolute horrible level fighting these Geonosians.
Controller throwing level worthy rage.
Oh god, yeah.
Hey, by all accounts, you're handling it beautifully.
Thank you. Because I've been playing like so many games like this, and like just one of my favorite games is still the Resistance Fall of Man franchise, and I talk about thank God, battle droids. That
it's always nice, especially in any Star Wars game. It's nice to see battle droids because you know you can just bulldoze through them. But yeah, especially games from this era, they can be a little difficult to go back to sometimes. I'm getting serious nostalgia from these walls.
Oh yeah, it is.
It was nice because in the Clone Wars you got to see, you know, a turret wall kind of like this during that Geonosis arc. It goes to show the ingenuity of the Geonosian people. Little disgusting bugs, but brilliant engineering feats all around.
One of the things that I absolutely hate about this is like these guys, like my squad is running ahead of me, and I have no way of like helping them out. They are like, all right,
They're staying true to Anakin Skywalker's principles. He's just going to take it now. Don't think about the fight. That's how Anakin gets his arm cut off. Or his hand. Excuse me. Delta Squad could use some patience in their life.
oh my god, yeah, they could.
Yeah, I think when you had to res your squad a little bit earlier, you had the two guys kind of relatively near you, and they're Scorch like up the road.
Yeah.
God, the scale of Republic Commando. I think this game did a really great job when it came to level design. You know, of making it feel bigger than it really is.
For this era especially, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to put my 2005 cap on to think about everything that was coming out at the time.
I mean, think about how one of the things here is like Halo did this thing of making the world feel huge. Like, think about going to Halo, how big Halo feels. No.
Oh boy. Yeah, just toss him. Just toss him. This guy does not want you to take the shot. Secret Service agent Geonosian at his finest. Get down, Mr. President.
Yeah, this is borderline like, yeah, we're gonna reload that save. It's borderline where we're at, unplayable. Because like we're so far ahead right now.
What's the nice thing about about playing Republic Commando is that you don't really have to, you don't play it for the story too much. You play it more for these smash and grab, commando operations. Like this is your firefight game at its finest.
I can see that. Yeah. The good news here is if you can hit the one bug that the flaming bug in the head, he yeah, he I'm trying to think. Like, yeah, please, Sev, go heal up. He's having the shakes. God, this is so stressful. Hold on, what'd you just say?
War changes people.
Oh my God, war never changes. Come on, go heal yourself.
Look at you being so considerate. Squad first.
Squad need, because you need the squad to like do this. And I thought we were supposed to get like a heavier weapon by this point.
Yeah, I thought you were too. I'm surprised you weren't able to. I think the next time you kill Mr. Monsieur Flame Bro.
There should be one coming through now.
That hopefully you'll be able to take his beam.
I'm hoping I'd be able to. Yeah.
So you were talking about not being a fan of the newer Battlefront games that have come out the last few years.
Correct.
We had this conversation 3 years ago. I am 100% in your boat, but I think the work that they did on Battlefront 2 deserves to be commended. When that game launched, it was a crapshoot.
You can say shit show. It was.
Yeah, I mean, and not just for a Star Wars game, but the gaming community in general. You have a $60 game that you go and buy, and then you have microtransactions in said game. Nobody likes pay-to-win games, except for those who have the endless disposable income. You jerks. You can share though. But DICE had a long road to redemption, from being one of the worst game launches in history to, if you play Battlefront nowadays, it's a really enjoyable experience. And I can say that honestly, as somebody who has put in a lot of hours of late on Battlefront 2, it's my stress relief game. There's something about doing some co-op or doing some heroes versus villains and really enjoying myself. But yeah, no, they added a lot of great characters. Anakin's still broken, but Anakin deserves to be broken. I mean, you're the chosen one, so. But yeah, so you went from this game with microtransactions, wasn't really enjoyable to play, lost a lot of its player base early because of that, to a game where people are up in arms about EA not continuing support for it. Which just goes to show how far it's come. I think if you were to give Battlefront 2 a replay in nowadays, I think you would find it a way more enjoyable experience. But one of my favorite things to do in Battlefront 2 is to play a Commando. Something about...
That's right, you actually... And I think that makes it canon right there, because the...
Yeah, it's a whole class in Battlefront 2. And yeah, because Iden Versio's campaign, I believe, is canon too.
Yes.
Which, I know a lot of people said that, the campaign was kind of boring and they played it safe, but I enjoyed the campaign a lot. Also, you got to see some Luke Skywalker, like, post Return of the Jedi, which is nice, because we don't get to see a lot of Luke Skywalker in that era. You can get to see him in Battlefront. He shows up in Mandalorian, and then we don't get to see him again until the flashbacks in the sequels, and then the sequels. Which is nice.
You guys can see my arm went up. I'm sorry. I was just like, oh, if I can get us off this planet, I think we'll have a fun time with the rest of the game. Because this right here is fun. Like what you see me doing right there, a lot of fun. What I just did all out there, not fun.
Not fun at all. See, Geonosians ruin things. Okay.
We're just using this to bash.
Yeah. This is actually a Geonosian hate channel now.
It's one of those So just talking about that, like the problem with it is that like the Geonosians, they're not a bad design. They're a fun design. I like that they could warp their hands into their weapons. I like the bio, like literally like oh they're bugs. They have stingers. They just can warp them in their hands. That to me is a fantastic sequence. It's a great idea. It works so well in the confines of give me something more interesting than humanoid alien, other humanoid alien, other humanoid alien. Humanoid alien with sexy tentacles. Like it oh god.
Man, that B1 took you to school.
He did.
I'd like to call aimbot on that.
I'm sorry, it's aim droid.
Aim droid. Oh,
Yeah, it's aim
please
droid.
excuse me.
Aimbot's the
droid.
Apple version. This is the Android version. But and then to actually have to fight them, like they are detestable to fight. But when you watch them in the show, they did a great job at like, hey, let's give them more of a horror approach to these fights.
Oh yeah, and horror they did well. You're right though. Their design I think was great. But just a little bit too ambitious for the time frame. You know? You release this game 3-4 years later, 2010, 2011, and I think fighting the Geonosians would have been a more pleasurable experience. But now, I totally see what you mean, but this, this smash and grab, run and shoot, kind of run and gun kind of game, involving the battle droids and whatnot, is enjoyable. Just not enjoyable when you're dealing with Geonosians outside with their nice little stolen sentinel beams.
Little do we know that Geonosians are also canon in the Flood and Geonosians are also canon in Halo.
Hey, it's all one big galaxy. They're neighboring galaxies, you know.
I just and honestly, like I said, when you get to Rebels and it's like no, we need to have them still be alive. Like we can't just extinguish a race. And the one guy's like trying to defend like the last egg, the latest queen that they have, and the only chance that they have to come back. It's touching. It's like damn near heartbreaking.
Really makes you hate the Empire.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're like, well, who has all of our dirty secrets? The Geonosians.
Yeah, they do.
Like they were in it thick and thin, and then it stops.
Yeah, because Poggle the Lesser, I guess, is one of the chief architects of what would become the Death Star.
Yes,
and that's just one of Sidious is a master of not leaving loose ends when it comes to disguising his plans.
I like when Maul's freaking out when he's back for like the third or fourth time, and he's like they're so close, they're close, they don't even know, and he's like having a panic attack because he's not on the inn anymore, and he's like, and I think he realizes, oh no, Sidious.
Oh, hello. Pardon that.
You're good. Sidious like would have like left him out to dry, no matter what happened.
That's the sad part of Maul's story, is that you're completely right, because Maul's only, in Sidious's eyes, Maul's only use was to reveal the Sith to the Jedi. That was the part that Maul played in the plan. I think, even if Sidious had survived his encounter, or not Sidious, if Maul would have survived his encounter with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan on Naboo, I still think Sidious would have found a way to get rid of him.
Oh, I totally think so too.
Yeah.
Someone want to do this? Come on, guys.
3 bars to spare. Man, they were really trying to leave you out to dry there.
They were. So that's one of the things. Like I was like, oh, let me quickly just do this, because I know that. Oh, hey, it's the screen. It's the screen where if you tap it, they do the thing. What's from episode 1 when they just tap to activate the battle droids? For those of you guys who don't remember.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah,
man.
that's what that screen was.
Oh wow. That. Yep. I'd almost forgotten about that.
Yep. She would have like tapped that and then tapped that, and they would have stood up. And I love the battle droid delivery system.
Oh yeah, when they're in their armored carriers and they all come out on the.
Yeah.
It's like the clothing rack for battle droids. They all get dropped down. Yeah, no, the delivery system was fantastic though. Oh, what a shot.
Thank you. I've been practicing. Oh, God.
That's just some battle droid. Oh. Now, see, how does that make sense?
Which part?
Would you consider that as, like, droid oil?
Cooling. Coolant, oil, lubricant. It would all be there.
Droid lube?
Droid lube. Lube up your droids, man. Those oil baths feel really good. Okay. Quick. All right, since we're talking droids. Lola, or Loa, in
Obi-Wan?
Yeah, Obi-Wan. So I love Leia, like, being like, oh, talking to the droid, trying to communicate with it. It's like, it's a loaded droid. They don't allow it to talk. Blah, 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 blah. And then the stormtroopers come in, and it's like, what matters is the actions. And you see the hammer behind the back, and it's like, oh, you have opinions.
Hey, just because they don't allow him to communicate does not mean my guy, Mr. Loader Droid, is not ready to throw hands when he comes.
It really... It's one of those things where it's like, oh, come on, 4-0. You can do it.
So close.
That's right.
Beautiful.
And you're just not going to have a bad day. All right.
For those of you who haven't seen Obi-Wan Kenobi yet, I beg you to watch it. I have not... First of all, it was my most anticipated Star Wars project from its inception, really, in the rumors that precluded its actual announcement. I, like you, have been waiting so long for Ewan McGregor to make his return to the Star Wars universe.
I'm surprised he's actually also never come back through as like as a side character. Like, Luke's come back and been like random guy at a bar. He's been voices for a lot of things before.
Yeah, Mark Hamill gets around in the Star Wars universe. It's crazy. Yeah, it's mind-blowing to me that Ewan McGregor hadn't made a return. I guess he's just been busy. He's a cool guy. Really talented actor. He did I can't remember if this was a couple of years ago now, but he did a special where he rode, I think it was from South America all the way up through Central into North America on electric motorcycles. Because he's a huge, huge cyclist.
Huh.
Yeah, it really helped me to see Ewan McGregor as not Obi-Wan for a change. Or not my favorite Star Wars actor outside of Hayden Christensen. It was nice to see him as like just your typical, cyclist enthusiast. It was nice. But yeah, the Obi-Wan project is something my brother and I had always talked about growing up.
Mm-hmm.
after Revenge of the Sith released, that was one of the first movies him and I watched together in theaters. Actually, like just as a brother tandem. But we would always ask the question, what else was Obi-Wan doing in between episodes 3 and 4 besides being a desert hermit, And finally getting to see that has been everything that my little boy heart has wanted.
So, and here's one of a lot of people, because I know some people are complaining about the pacing and the characters, and how like ambitious the characters are. And the only thing that they can really do is explore a character in this. Because we know who Obi-Wan's character is, but now it's like, hey, let's see him at his absolute darkest.
Rock bottom.
And because we kind of got to see that with Luke when it was one of my favorite parts of was like Luke being like the hubris of the Jedi. This is why the Jedi need to end. And it's like, okay, you actually believed that you were the big hero that was out there. And you were, like, good for you. You kind of stopped the Sith, something people really didn't think about anymore. Like, Luke was a hero only to, like, people who knew him. Kind of like Han Solo there. But... what? Okay, cool.